Yeah, there we go. I'm also live on my podcast, so just had to do some other stuff there. I'm also watching, as you guys will see, I'm watching my cartoons. It is morning time, so I'm watching my Dragon Ball Z on my IPTV, listening to the Sportsnet 650 radio show. I always listen to those guys every morning. Doesn't matter. I'm clearly telling right now, everybody's really looking forward to the NHL season. I believe everybody is. It looks very very up and down with some teams. It looks very incandescent of, after we've gone through a bubble and a pandemic. It doesn't look like there's a lot of strong divisions. And I was hearing that yesterday from Elliot Friedman, and especially when he nailed off, my division, which is the Pacific Division. You're the strongest suitor in that entire division right now would possibly be Vegas Golden Knights. And then you probably got your Oilers, and then I don't even know where to go. Probably Vancouver, Calgary, or Calgary, Vancouver. Seattle, I don't see. They're just going to kind of play around in the middle. And that's good. That is really good for them. I would preferably know that everything ahead of time, like the rest of us fans. But, give or take, this season is going to be one of those weird seasons we're going to be coming off of, as I said, the bubble and the pandemic. Anybody who's really capturing the Canuck, the Canuck flow here in Vancouver, we're going to be all right. I've heard a lot of great things. I've heard even a lot of great things about the other two Canadian teams in our division. Edmonton especially, yeah, you guys lost Adam Larson. That's not a big deal. Not a real big deal. Because he was a bit of a butt plug in your system. He wasn't really doing much. And Edmonton, I know you guys are probably going to hate me for this, but I don't care what Larson thinks of me neither if he hears this. You're a butt plug, dude. I'm sorry. They gave up Taylor Hall for you. Taylor Hall. We're talking about Taylor Hall, a man who won the Hart Trophy a few times here. He's had really, 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 really good seasons. I wouldn't even consider anything else. I would want at least a couple of draft picks and a B-graded prospect for Taylor Hall. I'm sorry, you had enough seasons in Edmonton and you still didn't even help them get past any rounds. Like, everybody keeps telling me my team sucks. That was a bad decision. But, again, just like Vancouver, Calgary, or Edmonton had troubles trying to find a really solid GM making any good deals. And that's all right. Whatever. I've been reading up, as I say, and, Chychrun is not going to be moved. I do not see that happening. Ekman Larson, Granlund, and Dvorak got moved out of Arizona. So, either they're keeping Jacob Chychrun and, a few other guys, and they're just going to keep going. This is what I'm seeing. I'm reading Blanchard Report right now. And I see Logan Brown's probably not going to be back in Ottawa. Well, that's not a surprise. That's not a big surprise for anybody. Ottawa has so much talent right now. It's unbelievable how much talent they got. The Habs, if I'm going to go down, I'll probably do a list later on, before the start of the season, which Canadian teams I see making the playoffs and not making the playoffs. I will also right now state, I'm not going to criticize Toronto. Toronto will make a team. They will make the playoffs as much as they can. They're a playoff team, but not past the first round. And I know that sucks. I understand that. But again, you guys are not doing much over there. You haven't done anything over there remotely useful to the whole situation. And yeah, it is just what it is. But to move on from that, I am going to jump into the pro wrestling talk. I've seen some reports that, and I've read that WWE has restructured Kevin Owens' contract. It's true. His contract is coming up in January, and yes, he is going to make the leap to All Elite Wrestling. Again, I've heard it from going in Raw with Steven Larson, Wrestling Inc. Daily, and several others, and even WrestleZone, that Kevin Owens, he's going to go where his friends are. And he is friends with the Young Bucks and Adam Cole. And you know what? Mick Foley went on just a hardcore rampage, I guess, on Facebook or Twitter or both. And he called out Vince and said, if he was a wrestler now, he wouldn't aspire to go to WWE. I wouldn't blame him. But again, I believe what Vince is trying to do is trying to go back into that one more time to see if he can make superstars like he did way back then. And yeah, it's just not going to happen. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. I think he might have to go and let his son-in-law and daughter and son just take the show and run it, because this is just ridiculous. How much more can you slap your fans in the face by giving up so many top talents? He gave up on Bray Wyatt. He gave up on Braun Strowman. I know the guy was huge, but he didn't have much of an, he had his abilities to an extent. Fandango, Tyler Breeze. Tyler Breeze was a real kick in the nuts for me, because he's a local boy. He's from BC, and that guy really pushed boundaries. Come on, Jushin Thunder Liger, you're the Hall of Famer that only had one match in your company. One fucking match. And he gave him to Tyler Breeze, and Tyler Breeze stood toe-to-toe with a Japanese legend, and you let him go? You cut him? That is ridiculous. You need the Cruiserweight division is now officially in NXT, which where it should have been. And I think Tyler Breeze would have been a really good asset to that. But, who am I to say? I'm just a fan. I'm not a multi-billionaire or millionaire. Got no money behind me, so I can't say shit. But, besides all that, yeah, it's an endless roll. And plus, Impact Wrestling is starting to pick up momentum. So you got that company coming up. Even though it's been around for over a decade, it's more than a decade. It's starting to actually, again, pick its place. And that's good. Ring of Honor, same thing. It's been around for over a decade. Really solid base there. They didn't go outside of their zone. They kept inside, kept it small, which is good. But again, sometimes you're going to have to expand a little just to make up for all the room you're going to need because of the athletes that are out there. And now I'm going to switch over to the NFL. I hear a lot of people. I know my neighbor next to my restaurant, he had an hour and a half before his fantasy draft. Tomorrow is the big game. It's the official start of the new season, and it's Buccaneers and Cowboys. I had to go and place my bet again. Damn FanDuel. I hope I can win some money this time. But I'm pretty sure I made a safe bet. I made a lock bet on that, and it looks pretty good. But I was watching on my IPTV some Get Up with Greeny there, and these guys are really, really, honestly, it's ridiculous. Let me see where it is. I probably can find it if I can get out of this zone. Okay, sorry, Dragon Ball Z, I gotta get you off. Where is it? I was watching ESPN earlier, and now I can't even find it. There we go. Oh. Is it not going to work today? Nope, it's not going to want to work today. So that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a prick today. I'm not going to watch some Looney Tunes, but I'm laughing right now Keith Kachuk, or Brady Kachuk, is probably going to get some, he's going to get signed. I'm laughing right now, I'm sorry. I know I'm bouncing between NFL right here and NHL, but I'm just got some updates. That's not a surprise to me. It probably won't ever be a surprise to me that these teams are going to...
We can talk about all these forwards and the excitement of the potential combination.
And, they're spending money. I'm sorry, it's early morning. I shouldn't be doing this, but I am. I was recommended to do this, so... it's just, it is what it is right now. I'm just going to turn that off then. I am going to watch the football. I hear a lot of good things right now. I know I'm stammering and stammering on this, and whatever, it's first impression, I don't care. I'm not the greatest. Oh, here's Get Up. The NFL I see this year, everybody's talking about the Washington football team coming out of the division. I don't see that happening. I really do see the Cowboys. They're going to win their division. They got something to prove this year. So does Dak, Ezekiel. They all do. They all have something to prove, and they're going to do it. They're going to do what is necessary to win. Every other division I see, and that's probably I forget half the divisions because I'm just all over the place today. Let's go there. In the AFC East, AFC East, it really does come down. It's a hard AFC East is a hard division because the Jets are going to come up. Zach Wilson's going to be really good. Patriots got Mac Jones again. Bill Belichick boy, Nick Saban boy. Dolphins have Tua and several other players, and then you got Josh Allen in Buffalo, and I'm going to say Josh Allen's going to carry that team all the way into the playoffs. AFC West, that's going to look like it's going to be a hard one because Chiefs are going to be number one either way. You got Mahomes, you got Kelsey, you got, all those guys. You got Tyreek Hill on that team. The Raiders, I highly doubt I'll see them even move the needle. The Chargers and the Broncos, Justin Herbert and the Chargers is something to watch. They're probably going to be a dark horse team, but I'd watch them. Teddy Bridgewater with the Broncos. Oof, I love Teddy Bridgewater, but again, Broncos. Sorry, Elway. AFC North, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Browns, the Steelers. Okay, this is where another one I would have to say. I was talking to my friends. I don't see the Bengals at all competing this year. They're just going to be one of the just craptacular teams. Joe Burrow can't do much. They don't have much of I don't see on paper any really good receivers and helpers for Burrow. But then you got a three-way tie for first. You could either have the Steelers. The Browns, I'm pretty sure Baker Mayfield will find something with ODB. Odell Beckham there. And, you got Nick Chubb, you got Kareem Hunt, you got Fields there, you got all those guys. Ravens are just going to be running it back on Lamar Jackson pretty much the entire season. So, I got nothing to say on that end. AFC South, I could see... This is going to be hard because Wentz just got back to the Colts. Jaguars are going to be something to contend with if T-Law can figure out something with the offense. The Texans are in shambles because probably this year you're going to see sometime in the middle of this year Deshaun Watson's going to be traded and he's just going to leave. He's just going to leave, and that's fine. I don't know what they're going to get back for him, but they're going to have to get something back. Now let's go over to the National Football Conference. Let's go to the NFC East. You got the Cowboys, Giants, Eagles, and, of course, Washington football team. I'll say the Cowboys win that division. It's a pretty much give and take. Jalen Hurts is going to do all right. Philly's got to figure out whatever they got to do there. The Giants, not so much. Daniel James, I understand he's like it, or Daniel Jones, or whatever his name is. He's a good quarterback, but he ain't Eli Manning. Okay, let's just put it that way. Moving over to the NFC West, you got the Cardinals, Rams, Seahawks, 49ers. This is going to be a tight one. I will say that. Jimmy G is going to lose his job to Trey Lance. That's all I'm going to say on that end. Trey Lance is going to be the starter. Jimmy G is going to be probably shipped. LA Rams, you got Matthew Stafford. He's going to do great this year. I don't know where you guys finish, first or second. Cardinals, you got J.J. Watt. You got DeAndre Hopkins. You got Kyler Murray. You got all that. But, this is a pretty hard division to call. And then you got the Seahawks, where Russell Wilson will just surprise the shit out of people today and forever. So I'm not going to say too much on that one. NFC North, this is going to be the interesting one. This is the interesting one. Because you got the Bears, the Lions, Jalen Rose's Lions, and the Green Bay Packers with the man who wants out of Green Bay. Now, the fun part begins. Where do you move Aaron Rodgers? He is your franchise all-time quarterback, besides Brett Favre. This is a guy that has literally sat and all summer, really, all offseason, stating he wanted out in Hawaii, and he shows up to your training camp still throwing the ball like he's throwing the ball, hasn't missed a throw. That's some dedication there. The Bears, you going with Andy Dalton as your starter? You suck. But I understand that's because the first game is going to be a hard game, because I believe the first game you guys got is the Rams. So, yeah. You're probably going to start him, Andy Dalton, then you're going to use Justin Fields for the rest of the season, because you're going to know that Justin Fields is way better. AFC North, or South. Here we go. We got the Buccaneers, the Saints, the Panthers, the Falcons. Okay. The one thing I'm disappointed on, poor Matt Ryan, with the ATL Falcons. God, this poor guy. He doesn't have Julio Jones no more. He's pretty much at his crossroad in his career. I would have, if I was Atlanta, I would have dumped him and traded him somewhere where he could actually play. But that's my opinion. The Panthers, you got Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold, I heard from a lot of friends and a lot of sports guys that he hasn't been the same since he went to the Jets, when he was in the Jets. Hey, you never know. It's a surprise season, Comeback seasons always happen every year, so you don't be surprised. The Saints, they don't have much trouble because you got Jameson Watson there. And Winston, or whatever, Jameson Winston. He's a really good quarterback. I give him credit. I love that guy. I always loved that guy. And then you got the veteran built Buccaneers. You got Gronky. You got AB81. You got TB12. You got a lot of guys, young guys on that roster. I only named the big three because that's what I'm going to say. That's the big three that's going to be there. They're going to be going to the Super Bowl. I know it. But that's my call right now. And then this weekend is the big Premier League Day return of Cristiano Ronaldo, back at Old Trafford, which I will be watching. I love Man U. I am so elated, Man U. Man U got Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo, as I said, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw. Juan Mata, Marcus Rashford, Mason Greenwood, Anthony Martial, Matic, and a lot more. And this is a solid team. I don't care what anybody says. This is one hell of a solid team to go toe-to-toe with. So, yeah, I can't wait for these matches this weekend. Because besides that, you got Crystal versus Tottenham, Crystal Palace, Watford versus Wolves, Brentford versus Brighton, Arsenal versus Norwich, Man U versus Newcastle, Southampton versus West Ham, Leicester City versus Man City, Chelsea versus Aston Villa, Leeds United versus Liverpool, Everton versus Burnley this week. The one I'm looking forward to is my Man U and Newcastle. Man U, to me, will be a freaking hardcore team this year. They're going to dominate this year in the Premier League. But with all that said, I am Vasily. Sorry I didn't come with a filter. Thank you for letting me do this. I'm ending it right here, right now. Y'all have a good night. Happy hump day. See y'all later.
Time now for Sportsnet 650 traffic from the News 1130 Air Patrol.
In Abbotsford, Japanese semis in the intersection of Rye Road and McCallum. You're going to find a stall in Vancouver, northbound on Bay at 63rd in the center lane. And a medical emergency is on McGill on Route 71 westbound. Traffic is squeezing by. Until the end of September, by any Michelin tires for a chance to win back your purchase.
Sorry, I just went silent there for a moment. I had to just check something out. I am coming back to my podcast here. Sorry I didn't get to do the intro again today. I'm sorry, but I was just doing a live YouTube. But again, everybody have a good hump day. I will talk to y'all later.